Hey everybody, hello and welcome to Massively Overpowered Television with an actual MJ. I know I've been gone for a little while, but that's because I have been at TennoCon learning all things Warframe for the next year. And of course, the teaser for the next year, which is always, I swear it's just getting bigger and bigger. Just like the convention gets bigger and bigger. A piece I have describing all that was going on there is not going to be out until today or tomorrow. But there's so much, and so much that I want to talk to you all about it. I seriously want to talk about it. So here we are. We're going to be talking about it. If I can do things right. Now, the amount of sleep I've had this whole weekend is pretty minor.
Thank you for returning to me, operator.
Oh, wow. 50% off my next platinum bundle. That's not such a bad thing, right? Stock up on some plat. So look at that. Now, the trick is I never remember to use them when I claim them.
A new quest is available in your codex.
Except like once or twice. Oh, and so here's the first thing, folks. You have, excuse me, you have free, thanks for 10 years of Warframe gifts when you log in. So basically, it was anytime you logged in from TennoCon on Saturday through the end of this year. So it's not a come in and get it in the next day, week, or, you know, only during the con, like that drop. Speaking of which, I forgot to claim mine. So obviously I'm not watching while I'm at the con. And somewhere in this pile of papers, I have the... Well, okay, hopefully somewhere I find in my pile of papers, I have the code. Attendees got the code for the Prime that you have to actually, you know, input and claim, and I haven't done that. And so, well, shucks, I don't have that to show off today. But we have plenty of Warstream frames. Warstream frames? Warstream, that's a new game. War game frames. Oh my.
Everything in orders, operator?
No.
Is that a pun?
No, it's not. My
I will
brain
attempt to bypass this fault.
has short-circuited somewhere really bad. Sophie, my brain's still reeling from all those reveals. Have watched most of it 3 times now to make sure I caught the details. Oh, so I'm really glad I got to watch the Warframe 1999 reveal multiple. I mean, even I watched it. Yeah, I've watched it more than once, and there's some things that it pulled. It just really struck me. Like, I'm pretty sure I know. At least I'm speculating what the event was that happened, and it's funny because while I was there and it was shown to us as press, so we got to see it as press before everybody, you know, and so I got to see it multiple times by the reveal. And holy cow, it didn't. The colleague next to me put it in words first. I'm sitting there going, "Oh look, it's a celebration. They're talking about the first of the year." I mean, the environment. So you've got balloons all over the, you know, if you haven't seen it, you know, I'll link it. We can go see it. And it gave me the vibes that the Secret World did. How everything was decorated for Halloween, ready for Halloween, and then the apocalypse happened at Halloween, so everything still is decorated everywhere, right?
Nora has it on good authority.
Oh,
the Enterprise
hi, Nora.
And Corpus are clear and ice out of newly discovered tunnels.
La 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 la, yeah.
For what purpose, she wonders.
And that's the impression that subway gave me, was that there was some big mega celebration that happened when things went bad. And I guess that actually wouldn't make sense. Because first she talks about the AO, I don't know, AOI, the companion to Arthur, is talking about how she was alone on New Year's Eve because of the whatever happened, and then she's ready for the year to be over. I mean, how long did those balloons stay inflated? Can we judge time lapse by how long these balloons stayed inflated? Yeah, that whole segment. So I'm really excited for going back because yeah. Did you read the Warframe piece on Warframe 99? And seriously, when it came up, I felt like this is so familiar. This is modern. This is, not out in the future, not spaceships, this is all modern. And when the 1999 came on the screen, I'm like, partying like it's 1999 before the world's destroyed. And amusingly, yeah. But it was my companion that actually put in the exact words yet that I hadn't quite gotten to. So I'm not using that specifically because, Anyway, so here's the tech suits. I'm still on the screen showing you all. Look, we got pants. We've got a whole drifter set. And we've got an operator set. And they're the same, but it's... this is actually interesting because this is what we were talking about, me, myself, and I, with Megan back in the fashion frame stuff. About how operator and drifter stuff is actually separate because of the body frames being so different that you can't actually exchange one outfit. So instead, you've got the same outfit and they're giving it for both drifter and Dex. So even though one outfit can't swap between, they can just give you the same outfit for both of them. So that's what we're talking about in that article.
The inbox has messages for the operator.
Oh wait, what does Barrow want to say?
Ordis in there?
No.
Ordis is angry. I may require maintenance after all.
Earlier that week. I mean, if you've seen, if places were filled with helium balloons, I don't know about you, but I had a balloon in my room here for the last month. And it was just slowly deflating. Slowly deflating. Let me go get you. I don't know if you've read the piece that I put out, my little speculations. I think I need to tweak a word in there because of how tired I was when I was going through it, right? So, yeah. I am really excited to play through that because, yeah. So, that main character that jumps down Arthur and is doing all the stuff, Arthur is, we're delving into origin stories here. I don't know about you all, but I love, superhero origin stories, supervillain origin stories. I love origin stories. I love the stories that tell me how what I'm seeing right now got to that point. So, I mean, origin stories of the creation of Warframes? Yes, please. Oh, I'm so excited about that. So the link's in there for anybody who's in chat live. I guess if you're coming later, Twitch doesn't save the chat, so you're not going to see that. But you can just go to massivelyop.com, search TennoCon 2023, and the TennoCon 2023 stuff is going to come up. Let's invite Sophie to group so that I'm not running around trying to do any of this stuff myself. Because we know that that's just not smart. And no, not exit game. Oh my gosh. Y'all, seriously. I did get... How much sleep did I get last night? I think I got 2.5 hours of sleep last night. The goal was to actually get like 7, but apparently I failed miserably at that. Let's see. What's the same for today? Oh no, I went back to sleep. So I got to sleep from 9 to 11. I've had 4 hours of sleep. Isn't that beautiful? I've had 4 hours of sleep. Doing great. Oh, and okay. So it's not in the article that's live right now, but let's talk about it. Let's talk about this. Permadeath is gone for companions and pets and things. I don't take my pets out as much. So, oh, hello. You just, okay. Just gonna trot right on by me now. Like I'm nothing. I came to see you and you just left me. Okay, I'm pretty sure I need to move that statue because he keeps liking to lay there. Yeah, so it's not gone now. The pieces that are not out yet are the whole Abyss Dagoth. So that was originally the Whisper in the Walls, Abyss of Dagoth, and Warframe 1999 were one article. Okay, I had to split this stuff because it was just too much to digest all at once. Whispers, I still feel like I truncated it some, right? And I have more interview with Rebecca. Oh, so yeah. Then there's stuff on the whole con. So in the Abyss of Dagoth, which is this October. And by the way, as talking with Reb Ford, it's like, yeah, this is the year of creep. The year of creep, because we've got the big Halloween one that's coming. You're such a pretty puppy. The big Halloween, I'm calling it the Halloween update, because it really is. It's coming in October, and it's all about spooky, creepy, and, well, then there's a lot of other things in that. You've got the Grendel Prime, you've got the Hydroid rework, which if you were there in the audience, I don't know if this came across on the stream, but DE was saying previously, DE was saying that, the community has really wanted a Hydroid rework. And they've been looking forward to a Hydroid rework, right? And they announced that the Hydroid rework is happening, and I'm pretty sure that was the loudest, one of, if not the loudest cheer I heard in that audience Saturday night. It was deafening. And I'm just like, whoa, okay. They really, really wanted that. They really wanted that update. And of course, as somebody who loves the Secret World, see, I'm not even wandering around yet. Part of me wants to, should we get Hydroid since we're talking about Hydroid? I feel like I'm going to have to get Hydroid to play some before the change so that I can know what it's going to be like, right? Or just stick with Hydroid Prime. rework the Prime when they rework the regular too? I'm sure they do. Because the Prime stats and stuff just follow along with the regular. Right? Alright, we're equipping you, my friend, because... Wait, no melee? You need melee, dude. Who shall we pull up here? Concept or Broken War. Oh, that's already maxed. Oh, I can grab the Galentine Prime, maybe. Sure, let's grab Galentine Prime. Nice big sword. And yes, very excited for them to go spooky. I mean, I am such a big fan of spooky. Horror films are my favorite things. Spooky things, haunted houses, black cats, Halloween. This is all my favorite time of the year, my favorite holiday. Secret world with the creepy, not just the conspiracy, but the whole creepy, spooky vibe that goes around. And Warframe, when they first put in, and it was Man in the Walls the first? I mean, when we learned about him, was that the very first spooky? I can't remember the name of the exact update and missions and stuff right now, but it was so good. You're like going through in the dark with this little tunnel vision, and you're whipping across, looking at things, you hear something, you're trying to check. So that was a lot of fun. That was really great. And we're getting to do that again in a bigger, hopefully bigger, or happen more often. All right, where are you? There you are, Dimos. Necralesque. Oh, I think I might have spelled that wrong. Oh, 1, 3, 4, 7, and 69, of course, because, we're gamers. We like our jokes. Oh, yeah, and of course, the Echoes of Zariman has a whole spooky aspect to it, too. Holy cow. I was going way back. I want to remember the name of that whole mission where you're diving down. You're running through. You've got the giggly walls. You've got the whisperings. You've got... Oh, hello, new skins. Hard-hitting dual pistols, huh? Oh, wait, I've got the pistols and a skin. Oh, see, now I'm going to have to change my secondary out. I'm probably not going to get very far. There is so much to talk about. Like, right now, we've got a stable iteration of crossplay going, right? But you can't play... You can't play here on the PC and then go jump on your other I don't want to say console, but I mean, I guess it would be console, Steam, Switch. You can't use your account across devices. You can actually play the game from different devices together with everyone else, but you can't swap between devices. And cross-save is actually coming this year finally... Okay, stop snoring that. Oh, that... Ah, I can't take the sound. Sophie... You know the room that's going to open up and the whole Kalimos segment past everybody? Which direction is that? It's been so long. Oh, I can't get in there? Oh, that's probably why. Okay, well, I can't go in there. Or do I have to go in as an operator? That's right. Switchy to operator. Okay. It's been a while. This was exciting. And there are some things that you can also pull out of this. I don't even know where to start to talk about things, everybody. I really don't. I mean, take on the fact that in the middle of Whispers in the Wall, you know, we're talking about the man in, you know, the man in the walls. And yet, the symbolism that happens when these walls get blown away, and you go down, you go far enough in the labs, and those walls get obliterated, blown away. I mean, the man in the walls is the wall. How did Rebecca put it when we were talking? The man in the walls is the walls, and now the walls are blown out. You know, so what does that mean? How is that related? What does that do? You know, oh, there's so much. So even just, yeah. If I sound like I'm jumping from thought to thought to thought to thought, it's because I am. I really and truly am. You know, this thing here is going to end up being used. I mean, listen to the knocks on the walls. Listen to the whispers. Oh, Sophie. Oh, yeah, I remember how to get in. Every time you rank up your standing within Trotty or Necrolisk faction, you can interact with one of the glyphs and unlock new lore videos. Yeah. Which I haven't done. But never fear, those of you who, like me, do not have higher standing, right? It's okay, because you do not have to have rank 5 to play Whispers in the Walls. And we're talking about whispers in the walls. You can hear them. Can you hear them? That and the knocking. Creepy enough, you know, what's going on? What is this? And it turns out we're going to learn what it is. That it's an actual thing. Yeah, this is the only one that I have unlocked. I haven't unlocked anything else. Oh, and the fact that we learn that Lloyd was created for and named after Lloyd, an actual person, you know, that's really neat. And apparently Lloyd resents Lloyd. Oh, here, let's look at this one. It's been forever.
Zata. Truth. It began long before us. We who now live our perfect and dull, endless lives. It began long before these moon palaces and body markets hurling around our golden sun. It began long before our light coil thinkers, our radiation wars, our oil, smoke. It began with us, the continuity and its twin, wanderlust. The need for unseen shores deep in our marrow. No judge, jester, queen, or king can escape this old blood. We are nomads, eternal. And when no ocean, mountain, or sky could contain us,
This
our
voice work
gaze
is really
hungered
good.
starward. Afar, they mocked us with their brittle light, winking and jeering like dangling iatons, forever out of reach. illuminating the truth. Immortal as we are, we die with the sun. That's where I come in.
Oh, so just keep hanging here for a while. Now, even though I'm excited, I don't have to have the faction to see, to play it. I feel like I need the faction now so that I can get all these lore bits before this happens. Right? Like, I need these lore bits. I need to hear all this. Oh, I forgot. Can you actually jump down there? You can. It's probably a bad thing, too. Oh. Wow. Okay, can't go down to that level. But you can run around down there. Alright. Man. I've been about getting standing, and now even when they offer me not to get standing, I want it so that I can see all this before. I got to get a little bit of ways from the whispers. My head is starting to hurt. I know it is a lot of grinding, but I would like to try to get one or two. I mean, I like to experience things in game better, but with how much I'm looking forward to this next content, I might go ahead and watch the video, watch those lore bits before going in, because I don't like faction grinds. I just don't. I never have. My attention span for grinding is low, so I can only do little bits, and sometimes it'll be a long time between wanting to do any. So now I've jumped from topic to topic to topic to topic to topic. But yes, so this room is going to change. I'm excited, so I will put in the other link. So when Rep was first talking about this update, she said to the press, in the first press preview. So there was a press preview before, there was one at the con, and then there was the reveal. So things like 1999 I didn't get until we were actually there. But other things I'd gotten to see 3 times before they came out. So more things got to come in, seep in, and you notice more details, right? So Reb called it the first hub update. And I was just like, wait a minute though. You have Cetus, you have Fortuna, you have the Necrolus. How do you call this the first hub update? I mean, this is not your first hub. These things are hubby. And she said, yes, they are hubby, but... And then she explained that every work that DE has done with Warframe so far has been what the players lovingly refer to as content islands. They go, they make the content, they put it out, that's done, they leave that, and they leave and go to something else. So Reb's focus, as she is the new creative director of Warframe this year, it was just this year? Tail end of last year? I'd have to look at the timing. Her focus is to tie things together in Warframe that there is content that is here this content's been going for 10 years, and she respects this content. The people know this content. So growing the content while making it a cohesive part of this universe is an important aspect for her. And I wrote that out in kind of a smaller blurb, but that's what it is. So when she went to make the new hub, baby hub, baby, okay. It wasn't making a new thing just out in space. Like she said, you could actually take the labs and throw them in the middle of space and have players, go to their orbiter and select and end up there. Instead, she wanted a place they already knew, they already went to expand it, make it more open, more real. So here you have the expansion of the, I dare say, MMO experience again. Instead of making it little bits that are segregated, instanced off away from everybody and everything else, you're making a bigger world that's coming together, different places you can get to at the same thing. And she actually described, she envisions being able to go from outside of the labs, the world, and then just come into the labs, and then you can come up into Necrolis and out into Daimo, that you've got this continuity of movement that is only available when you have, we'll call them, more open world spaces. Even though this is a hub, it's going to be connected to the open world. Official handover was last year. I don't even remember this year, Sophie. I'm so lost. I really am. I don't know where time has been. I remember last Christmas, and I don't know about the rest of this year. Maybe it's just because it was a very intense work weekend for me. But, that's a possibility. That could be it. So, wow, I have Little Munchkin. I have like a whole collection of Little Munchkin new toothbrushes up here. Not sure why. And yes, I'm distracted easily. And yes, so also, that's exactly it, Sophie. And you make such a good point that I want to go blurb that back in and point that out as a focus. Like I said, I tried to condense what we were talking about. I tried to condense things down so that it wasn't a 20 million, word article. Is that you are bringing players back to content. Instead of, they've come, they've done this content, they've moved on. Just like DE made the content and they moved on to make something else. Players come, do the content, and then they move on to something else. So then, the players will follow the devs. So if you're just constantly going forward and going away from the old stuff, you're basically abandoning that part of the game. And how many old players really want to go back and do beginner stuff? Maybe they really do, but in a lot of MMOs and games, people don't. Expansions in certain games, I'm not going to mention right now, they bring out the expansions and you're like, oh, that's neat, but it's only for people that are at the tippy top max up there. It's basically saying, well, if you're a new player, we really don't care because the stuff you need to be doing is up here. Or they give you, make a max character so you can just go to the new content. Don't even look at or think about the old content. Why do you even have the new content? The old content. It should have been like Guild Wars 2's Living World, where you move on to a new thing. It's a new stuff, right? And then just get rid of the old stuff. Don't even worry about it. Who cares about it? It's gone. You in a true living world, you move on, and the rest of the world as it was is gone. And we see that didn't work. That didn't work. Guild Wars 2 actually even brought back the whole first season of Living World Season 1 that changed the world, that made everything different. Because people coming in, myself included, I didn't want to go through the story of a game where I couldn't see the beginning of the story. I don't want to start a movie halfway through, or in this case, 9/10 of the way through. You don't want to start a movie way up there and be like, oh, well, this is cool action and cool stuff, but what happened? Maybe it's fun jumping in and doing some of the big stuff, but you still want to go back and do the old stuff. Now, so players, if DE is circling back around to content that's already there, players are going to circle back around, and you're going to make these hub areas more lively. Can you imagine now if you... Whoa, sorry. A little bit of dizziness there. Can you imagine now if they made connections and more, Fortuna and more people who've been there, done that, finished, then they're back. And it's more robust again, and it's busier, and it's an actual hub in the communal. And anyway, can you tell it's very exciting for me? Oh, Sophie is wearing the helmet and arms from the deck set. That is quite a flower. Oh yeah, I'm totally gonna get a picture of you. If I can. Try to get one of you and the pup and leave me out of it. There we go. Nice. Just cut me out. Cut me out of the picture. We don't need me there. So, I mean, I wonder how long, well, probably from the beginning, as people sit there going, so what's the knocking? What are we hearing? What is this stuff? And here's Lloyd. And, oh, we're going to learn more about Lloyd. We're going to do more with Lloyd. I need to get away from the whispers a little bit. That's a bit of a sound. What do you say? A sound. It's busy. It's busyness. Yep. Rap, tap, tap. Rap, tap, tap. Rap, tap, tap. Oh, yeah. So, Sophie mentions that they're pretty good at keeping older content hubs reasonably active through things like Nightwave challenges. But how much more is it if it's connected and physically connected to other content? Like, this is going to be, it's the basement. You're going to go down into it. This is a multi-level hub now. Not just run around up here. There's up here, there's down there. There's going to be the blown out wall part. And, oh, so, I mean, let's talk about the monstrosities, right? The murmur. Hello. Creepy. Did you read the intercepted transmissions they posted as teasers for the Whispers in the Wall reveal? No. No, I haven't. So maybe I need to dust out, Warframe of mine and bring out and just be like, and write up the year of creep. Right? And I have to say that I like Space Ninjas. I like Cyberpunk. I loved the atmosphere that Warframe 1999 put out. Right? That music, that is a track that is an exclusive track by Nine Inch Nails just for Warframe 1999. Isn't that amazing? It just fits it. It gives that whole feel. Yeah, this is why I have to write articles, because at least when you're looking at the words, you can start moving things around, so you're having cohesive blocks instead of jumping from, oh, this to this to this. And that's what TennoCon feels like. There's this activity, this activity, this activity, this activity, that activity. There's so much. They actually have given the... I wonder if they've saved them on Twitch. I need to look. But they've given us the... whatchamacallits? The panels. They've given us the panels. So I can actually either upload them, or we can... Why am I walking closer to the noise? I know that's going to break my ears. So we can either... Wow. I just went and lost my thought. The grimoires, yes! I mean, now you can kill people with a book. Hello. And you're throwing out void energy from the book. So that is... And the book has 2 attack modes. The book has 2 attacks. Like, I don't know if maybe I'm not understanding something or doing something wrong, but like when I'm fighting with a secondary, I mean, you've just got the attack, right? You're shooting the pistols, You don't have multiple, all sorts of different modes and stuff to happen. And the Grimoire is going to have 2 different attacks from it. But I love the spooky, creepy, horror, suspensey stuff. And I'm really excited that this year is just all about it. I like when stuff was, you know, creepy and eerie on Angels of Zariman. And I can't wait. I can't wait. Of course, the new article is going to be talking about the Abyss of Dagoth and the new weapon, the Whip and Shield, that will be coming there. Even though the concept art had this really cool scythe axe thing, it's going to be a Whip and Shield. Oh, I need to go watch the art panel. I had interviews during that time, so I did not get to attend the art panel this year. And I have to admit, I still wish... I still have dreams and wish that TennoCon would expand to more than one day. And that's just me being selfish, because I want more time to be able to get to everything on top of the interviews, the writing, the working, you know, the work part. And there are different ones, of course, you can't get to. Now, this year, they didn't have... This year actually didn't feel as crowded. I don't know if they had fewer tickets, if they sold fewer tickets because of the issues with maybe too many people altogether, right? Or if it's just that they expanded the ground area of the whole con again. First year, it was like just the first floor of that event center. Then the next year, then they add the second floor. They add more areas. This year, they took the outside garden area and they built a Cetus shopping district. And my piece on the 10 years of Tenno talks about the con itself and amazing things. They they created a whole cosplay room for the cosplayers with built-in changing rooms for them, fix-it stations. They had a Zen room, folks. You went into this room. If it became too much, too busy, too overwhelming, they had massage chairs. They had candles. They had little rocks and sand game and waterfall towers. And it was quiet in there. And you could go. And I didn't get to go spend time in there. And I really wanted to. So there was a place for people where if things were too busy and too overwhelming, they had a place to go to calm, to get your center back. There a whole large chunk of the middle of the TennoCon floor was filled with love sacks. Do you guys know what those are? They're mega bean bags that you could probably fit 5 people inside. And they were down on the floor. They knew that all the people were not going to be able to sit in the main thing, so they had 2 huge screens, one on each side, and folks could sit in the comfy love sack. I gotta be honest, I think I kind of would have preferred to sit out in the love sacks. You know, of course I needed to be up close to be a part of it, but you know, maybe actually I didn't. I'll get some pictures in and then go sit there, because when they turned it up for everybody to hear, us front rowers had bleeding ears by the time, right? So, oh goodness. Yeah, I didn't take as many pictures this year. I was on the opposite side of the orchestra. Oh, and let's talk about that. They had an orchestra. Well, okay, not a full orchestra, but, you know, they had a tiny baby part of an orchestra. They had live music, and it's the music, the people who actually recorded and did the music for wow, how did I lose that? Like, I have whispers in the walls so embedded in my head right now that I just lost what we just released. Duviri, thank you. I totally brain spaced that for a minute. Oh my gosh. That's right. I need to write Soulframe, folks. I still have to finish writing Soulframe. I could not get it done because the Soulframe interview I had was right before Tenno Live. So even though I had some stuff down and a bunch of stuff from the demo we had earlier, and getting to talk with Reb and Steve a little in that situation, but then I got to interview Jeff one-on-one and got to learn more, because see, the first press demo they did was a tease. They did only the first part of each of them. And then when we arrived, then for Friday, we got the longer one. And it's so that we could be prepared with questions and thoughts and things like that. But the interview was way later Saturday. And I didn't know. I mean, well, it was Saturday morning that we watched it. We didn't watch anything on Friday. Yeah, that was different this year. Previously, and I would like to cross my fingers and send in a suggestion that I hope they do this again, that they do that demo the day before again, so that press has that whole night to write. Or did we? Like, see, I've slept so little, the days are all bundled together for me. I remember arriving Thursday, and by the way, there was karaoke that night, and I actually got enough courage to get up and sing at the end. Hello, craziness. Ducky cheered me on. Yeah. I remember Thursday, and I remember Sunday traveling home, but because I didn't really get to sleep in order to get my early flight, yeah. Let's just say TennoCon was one long day. So I don't know what day I did anything, but I'm pretty sure that our demo was the morning right before the convention started. And previous years, they've had it the day before to give more time for writing, interview prep, interviews, stuff like that. So maybe they can do that again next time. Or maybe they can make a 2-day TennoCon. Oh, I would love that. Yes, Soulframe. So, y'all, we're not doing anything but standing around mostly. So hopefully this is not bothering you. This is going to be more of an audio thing anyway. Soulframe, I am very excited. Now, I will let you all know. I don't know that I'll put this in the article, but I'll let you know. In talking with Jeff on stage even said how nervous they were to, like, how nervous and vulnerable they were to put this out for people. Because it's obviously different than Warframe. Wait, I just noticed that the sound in the game, I don't know that it's picking up all the whispers and the knocking. I wonder if I have to be really close for people to hear that. Yeah, there we go. Okay, people can hear all the creepy stuff now. I'll just have to deal with it myself. And here's something that... Oh, let me finish the thought with Jeff. So, would Warframe audience be as receptive to Soulframe? Because Warframe is Space Ninja, and get this, Warframe, this focus is on war, isn't it? It really is. It's about the new war, old war, a war that happened, it's about fighting in war. Not that Soulframe's not about fighting. But here are your soldiers, right? In Soulframe, you're going from Space Ninja, you're going from space to fantasy, and I hope my recorder was going at this point, but it may not have been. I may not have gotten it switched on yet. But Steve, during the press demo, made a comment calling Soulframe like the Disney side of Warframe. And you'll get what I mean when I start talking about the animals and everything. Soulframe is about healing and redemption, and I mean, in Warframe you're seeing a lot of the negative, a lot of the bad. I mean, Warframe 99, you're going to be looking at a catastrophic apocalypse-inducing event that destroyed the world, and I mean, it looks like destroyed Arthur. I was hoping that Arthur became what he became through his own volition. But if you saw the look on that face at the end of the trailer, that was creepy. That was so many levels of sinister that I feel like that was, there is not, Warframe has no label that says, not experimenting on humans. That label cannot be put on Warframe. And Soulframe is, you're fighting, and I mean, you're butchering. There was some definite blood splattery gore happening. It's not light and fluffy, but it is about the redemption and the healing and bringing the good back, bringing people back. And watching that gameplay where the soul framer, I'm not sure what we're calling that, you know, the traitor, quotes, pulls back. So you don't defeat a boss and it's dead and gone. And by the way, that's a one-shot deal. That fight, as soon as you complete it, it's a story piece. And it is not going to be a dungeon that you can rerun at will. There are a lot of procedural dungeons that you can, but these explicit story components, if you fail it, you can keep going back and doing it. But as soon as you succeed, then it's over and you're done. And the fact that he was able to pull her back, pull her out of this trap, this influence that was on her. And then the stag, man. Oh my gosh. Yes, that is exactly what it was. It's a story quest and you unlock the new pact. And the pact was the stag. So you get packs in the game. If we want to take a moment to talk about Soulframe, you get packs in the game from your ancestors or from these animals that you help. Now, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you all. Maybe you'll go ahead and read the article again. I may sadly take a nap, so it might get out later or tomorrow if I end up staying up tonight to finish it. Sorry if I fall asleep in the middle of the afternoon today and this piece ends up not going out. So, when the wolf mount, you know, the first time the wolf came on screen, I was excited. And I looked at that big wolf standing there and I'm like, can you ride this guy? Can you ride this guy? And then yes, you go and you ride this guy. Awesome. So, if y'all know me, you know when it comes to mounts, pets, housing, my attention will immediately be diverted there. So, we'll start with this. The very first Warframe Soulframe demo that we saw, and how it was demoed for y'all at Tenno Live. You're sitting there and you think it's just an animated loading screen, right? You think it's an animated loading screen, and then you stand up and you're playing. I mean, that was you. When you're in this world, when you go offline, you like sit down to rest. Here's the really cool part. So I was asking about, we as press colleagues, we're all really impressed with, and here's where it's Disney-like, right? As you're sitting there resting, you're surrounded by all these little critters, right? All these little animals are like there and laying on your lap, laying next to you, leaning up against you. You've got these critters around you. So that's why people thought, really, it was just a loading screen with some animations. And then to stand up to play with your character and the animals disperse. I mean, we were just all like, what? What? So, of course, my questions revolved a lot around, see, I can't even speak English yet, folks. Oh, heavens. Please forgive me. Anybody watching this later who doesn't know me is going to be thinking that I am just unable to speak. Your attunement with nature, let's call it, the more you heal, the more souls you save. And no, that's not making this sound like, you know, a religious inquest, right? The more souls that you rescue, from the evil's oppression of the Ode, or, well, the Ode seems to be the bad thing, the more in tune you are with the nature around you, and the more that draws the animals to you. So that beginning screen is not just there, but in the beginning, you're not going to really have companions, right? But as you grow in this ability and your affinity for rescuing these souls and these animals, more are going to be drawn to you. And you're going to see that anytime you log back in after resting, and you're going to have more animals surrounding you. I'm just really excited by that. And a point of note that I thought was important. So I had asked, of course, besides the wolf, you know, are there going to be any other mounts? Is the mount system like the mount system in Warframe? Is it like the pet system in Warframe? Is it a combo? Is it... what is it? You know... and it's kind of a mix. So your wolf mount is going to have some combat abilities. They're going to be, you know, specific abilities. And things like... so how you get these folks... you saw how we rescued Garen Root. I probably have his name wrong right at the moment because I'm trying to do it off the top of my head. Oh, what a fantastic... I like the personality and accent of this giant stag, right? So you help the stag, and no, that stag does not become, you know, this named boss, important figure, does not become your mount, does not become your pet, right? Instead, what happens, like earlier, you help out a wolf. You help out a wolf, and that wolf, that King Alpha, you know, however you want to, this leader in wolfiness, what he does is he gives you permission, and I don't know, maybe he marks you somehow, you know? Obviously, the deer sniffs something on us. He gives permission for you to interact with his race. So then you can go out and get a mount. Now, we did not have more time to talk. I wanted to talk about the system and how you go get and tame. You have to go out and tame the animal that's going to be your mount. How you get out and do that. And I mean, a lot of it is like, that stuff is in development. And I'm accepting of that answer. That stuff is in development. They're not going to have all the answers right away, right? But, yeah. So, now, when you've saved Garen Root, you not only have picked up a new class, which is signified by the arm. Changing to the arms is how you change up your class and abilities. Not your frame. You don't change your whole body, just your arm. You know, a little bit different in this game. Then you should have permission to interact with his race. So maybe you will come up with a stag mount, right? Or a stag attack friend. I look forward. I really look forward to that. The Silvern Sea, which is the place that you drop back in, the big silver area, right? That is your space, and your space that will grow and develop along with you in the game, and you'll be inviting more ancestors there, and, you know, the packs that you have. What I had to ask, yes, is will you be able to personalize this space like housing? And the answer was yes. So I am excited. And then I'm like, will you be able to invite friends in? And then I stopped to think about it. I'm like, well, dang, if this is like your consciousness, that's a scary thought to bring your other people into your consciousness. That just sounds like you're asking to get yourself killed. But it may just be like another plane of existence that you are tethered to. But you will be able to personalize it and make it your own. How intensive that will be, I don't know. You may get to just pick where you put things. Soulframe is interesting in that it's being treated, developed a bit like it's an RPG. They're looking at the fantasy RPG type of experience, right? So if I were to sit down near the end and we do a similarities versus differences between Warframe, I mean, obviously, there are things that are going to be the same. The team has the resources, the knowledge, all of this is combined. I mean, they can't shut off their brain that they'd made Warframe, and now they're going to do this, right? But I'm so excited for it. I'm so excited. I like being a space ninja. I have found Warframes that I really like, and I like to play them. But in this game, I still run into the problem that even though I know I have an operator now, and that my operator is me, when I do the Warframes, I feel disconnected from that, like I'm doing the other, like I'm becoming a different character every time. And for me, I'm not one who plays alts often or necessarily well. And usually the times I play alts are because I had a roleplay reason to want another character. So my preferred way to play a game, to be absolutely and completely honest, my preferred way to play a game is to have a character that can play everything. And maybe that's because I started with Star Wars Galaxies. Now, you could sit back, and my character became the Master Entertainer, then Master Dancer, Master Creature Handler, and then I did some medical skills, right? I didn't deviate from that. I did not actually re-roll my stuff. But I had that option. Now, because I could do the different trees, she was able to do the dancing, the scout stuff. You needed scout to go up creature handler and creature handler. So I actually had different classes, enough different things to do that made it interesting for me. When I talk about a favorite class, that's because there is a class that a game has come up with that has the elements that I like, a mixture of elements that I like. And I can then play that class all the time because I prefer to play a single character all the time, even when I want to do something different. For my Star Wars character, when they changed the game and locked you into a specific class, I stayed Dancer, but I missed being able to do the Scout and the Creature Handler and the Medical. I couldn't do anything else. I actually got a different account, made the same character with a slight tiny bitty difference in her name, right? And turned her into the Doctor. So I could go between the characters, but even then, I didn't like that because I'd go between them. Their friends lists weren't the same. Their inventories weren't the same. Their house, if I forgot to put a permission on a house for one of them, it was cumbersome to me, and it was bothersome, and I didn't like it. That I can't play ways that I want to on a character. And I'm not one who is like, oh, I will play this for a while. You've seen me in Warframe. I played Frost for 3 years before I ever changed to a different frame. At least reliably. Then I started playing Hydroid. I love Hydroid. I'm so glad that you guys all browbeat me to play my Hydroid Prime when Railjack started and I made my Space Pirate, Thank you. I'm glad. But do you notice, even as I go and try out other frames and there are things about them that I like, it's still hard for me to stay on that frame. I started playing Mag. I want to get to know Mag. But the act of literally moving between frames, as easy as it is in Warframe, as easy it is, your inventory is the same, your ships, everything about you is the same. Going out and playing them separately, I just don't do so well. Soulframe, now that whole big lead up was into talking about Soulframe. Soulframe, I am going to be that one character. The only thing that's changing out is what pact I'm channeling. So the difference is not too much. The different Warframe skills. And it's like when I do the pact, and I'm doing one pact, that doesn't mean I can't pull out all the stuff I could use for another pact interchangeably. That's why I like the Fury in EverQuest 2, because she has elemental attacks, yay. She's a healer, yay. She has invisibility, heck yay. Right? So she actually embodied a number of the things that I like. I could be sneaky. I could blast things with fire and lightning. And I could heal players. It basically encompassed my love of play. And of course, you could do crafting and you know. So I love that class, and I could stay on that class. And I could be that class and not have to go play other classes. No, I have tried. I have gone and played other classes, but I find that no matter what I do, I'm always thinking about my main. Right? And here in Warframe, I'm glad you're not forced to stay on your main, because I started with Volt, and I did not... It's not that I didn't enjoy it, but I didn't enjoy it. I didn't really get into it until I swapped to Frost Prime, which I got as the first TennoCon drop, right? And then I was love at first sight. Love at first play. I loved Frost Prime. I loved the abilities. I had fun. I played it forever. I didn't learn that you're supposed to change things to gain mastery until years later. So it's not like I'll be able to interact with change the pact on the fly. I will still have to jump into my Silvern Sea in order to change things up. That's what it looked like. That's where the interface was. Just like you go to your orbiter to change up your arsenal. But for some reason, because that physical character is still the character right there, to me, that feels a little bit more like it is my character. And just using different skills at different times. Like we do in the real world. When I'm out in my garden, I am not utilizing my computer building skills. Right? I'm utilizing my almost non-existent gardening skills. Sophie says, I'm fine with either approach, but do prefer having one avatar with my own personalized appearance and changeable arms. That's it. I honestly think, and it's not a condition. I mean, there is a condition, but there is an aspect to humanity that relating to and having basically a single face is a thing. You are related to something at that face, that's something. And it's not crazy, and it's not, off the wall. It's actually there. It's a part of the human condition, the psyche. It's not unheard of to have a connection to one. Now, is everybody like that? No. Some people can just easily, let's call it their poly avatar, okay? Some people can be poly avatar and are very comfortable with relating their being in different forms. I bet you I could go start finding some studies somewhere on all of this. And there is actually a Dragon Con panel on video games and philosophy and, what was it? Oh, maybe I should go do that discussion there. Right? We should do that discussion there. That'll be interesting. I'm trying to come up with the exact name of it, and it's escaping me right now. Okay, here's the Dragon Con schedule. Let me see if I can find it. Diversity, video games, cosplay, streaming. Hey, should I go to a streaming or the writing for video games panel? Y'all think I should do that? Be like, hey, how do I get in and start writing about video games? Wait, there's a video game named that Toon game? Okay. Oh, here we go. I think it's this day. History, Violence, and Philosophy in Video Games. I mean, yeah. Stuff like that is fascinating. I mean, I'm sure when it could be originally studied, people who couldn't see their own face could have an identity crisis. People who feel like that are disassociated from their own face have difficulties. People associate a face to being them, and I think that also transfers for those who have that, transfers into gaming. So one reason there is another big reason involving writing, but even before I had anything to do with writing about games, I tried to play Eve. And in Eve, you are a ship. And I could not relate to just being a ship. I could not do it. I needed an avatar. I needed to walk around. Go explore lands. Well, you can explore space. There aren't woods and deep caves and waterfalls and stuff like that to explore in space. So I didn't associate with it well, with my personality and what I found the most enjoyment in. Even though the whole economic part of what I wanted to do was there, it was missing that avatar aspect for many years, and I could not do it. Sophie, they say, oh yeah, I'm 100% comfortable being poly avatarist. Just a sliver. Yes. See, is that a thing? I'm gonna look that up, and maybe I've started a new thing here. I mean, I thought I was okay with it, but you bring in Soul Frame, and suddenly I'm like, oh no, heck yeah, I want to stay on that avatar. I find that I don't even like to change my avatar's look a lot. I had to make a goal in the secret world that I literally had to change my outfit every single day I logged in. Every day. Every day that I logged in, every stream, I had to change outfits. Because I found an outfit and I loved it and I didn't want to do that. I have favorite clothes that tend to be my favorite. The first thing I do, oh, I'm going to be going on a convention. That outfit's going. You know, that favorite t-shirt. That. Do you all have favorite clothes too, or you like to wear lots of different things? I don't wear jeans really anymore. The advent of yoga pants was my downfall. The loose, like, you know, boot cut yoga pants and t-shirts. It's my life. I have some really beautiful office clothes still in my closet, and some amazing dresses. I have this one brought back for me from Japan from my friend and stuff, and they just hang there beautifully. Well, that one's because I can't quite fit it right now, but yeah. Sophie, oh, that's the same comment. Oh my gosh. So have I just been rambling on every, you know, here, there? I'm excited to see. This is going to, like, go away. What you see here is going to go away. And for you, when you've done this, it will change. Now, the good news, these lore bits, these lore videos and stuff, those are still going to be there. They're just going to be embedded on the walls on the level under. And can we just talk about the labs? Can we talk about labs? Okay, lab places, maybe it's the whole secret worldy part of me too, but labs with, you know, caustic glowy goo, where you can actually go and break the things in the lab. I mean, this is like bringing in DDO stuff where you run in and break the barrels and boxes and everything. Although you're not getting any loot. You get to shoot up the environment in these labs, which is not something you really do in other places in Warframe. And Rebecca's comment of just, you know, more things for Tenno to shoot at. Is that ever wrong? Is it ever wrong to give more things to shoot at? Yeah, let's see. Find with multiple avatars, bodies, and identities. Very little interest in playing a spaceship. Yes. No Man's Sky, if it was just going through space and stuff, I would not be touching it. But you land on the planet. You're exploring the planet. You're going through the planet. Wow, I'm gonna, like, go have some nightmares of that knocking, I'm pretty sure. So, there you go, folks. I have got to spill my guts a little bit with you about... Oh, wait, don't do that. I didn't mean to hit escape yet. About the upcoming stuff. Now, Angels, Abyss Dagoth is October. I mean, we're almost September right now, so we're talking 2 months. This is going to be out in 2 months. We're getting a whole little Halloween thing. And then that's, you know, October. You're going to be playing that November. Even if it comes out October 31st, right? You're going to be playing that through November. By the end of the year is Whispers in the Walls. So, not only that, we're going to have cross-save by then. We're going to have cross-save so that you can jump to your phone. If you have iOS, by the way, there is no Android right now. You can go, you're sitting in line at the DMV, right? You can run a mission. Excuse me. You can do this stuff. And then when you get home, everything you just went grinding for is there. You can jump back on your PC or your console. If you have Switch, I'm thinking that's portable, right? Is that portable enough for you to take out and use? If not, you know, that will be very exciting for players, I think. And oh dear, I didn't bring water in here and suddenly I'm regretting that. So we've got that. We have Soulframe, which I think I will possibly play more than Warframe. I'm not sure. I will admit that I like fantasy settings. I want to go out and save all the little critters I can because I want little furry critter friends around me. I will fully admit to that. Now, am I going to stop playing Warframe? No, because I do like the stories. I do enjoy the movement and the combat. Soulframe is using a lot of that movement. So that's going to feel good. But, I mean, there are some days that I don't want to be out in space. I want to be running through grass and looking at waterfalls. And you got to admit that Warframe does not offer that. So, you know, I'm going to have something depending on my mood. You know, either way. I'm going to have something on my mood. For my mood. Whatever mood. Something like that. Words are escaping me. I'm pretty sure people are going to watch the stream in the future and be like, did she drink something before the stream? I mean, I did. I had a protein shake, but that's not what's giving me this, the level of excitement coupled with the lack of sleep has probably made me less coherent, but I hope I've been able to express some of what is coming to you. And of course, what you get to do is go and read up on everything on massivelyop.com. So I did a few more details here, but it will feel more... cohesive if you actually read it in order instead of me, like, I was okay, I'm gonna tell you, I was listening back at my interview with Reb, and so I've talked with Reb like every year since the beginning. Reb actually remembered Ducky Ducky and asked if I had, and I had picked up Ducky Ducky, and then I tweeted a picture of Reb and Ducky Ducky. Did not talk to Steve this year, and he said, "What?" And I'm like, "Sorry, you're free from me." They had to split interviews and stuff up time-wise. And that's understandable. He was in my interview time, but he had to go to the autograph signing table. So that's why I didn't get to talk with him, which is okay. I got to say hello, shake his hand, wish him well, that kind of stuff. Reb is amazing. She even remembered that in 2019, she was saying something about my son, my nephew, and I'm like, yeah, that we adopted my nephew. He became my son, and it was finalized in November of that year. Or actually, October. She remembered that. I mean, isn't that... That just tells you what... I really like the people at Digital Extremes. I root for them. They have been great. I loved talking with Megan. I didn't really get to see her at the convention much because she was actually interviewing in the other rooms from where I was. So I didn't get to bump into her, and of course she's super busy, so I'm not going to seek her out and try to take time away from what she needs to do. But really, the people there are just nice people. I had someone else on the staff. It's not even the big name, you know. I'm in there in the office waiting, walking by, turns around, MJ, it's good to see you again. And it's like, wow. I mean, I haven't been here in a bajillion years, and it feels like everybody related Digital Extremes. They're chill people. They're nice people. They care about their game. They care about their community, and I flat out told them that I have a life goal of attending every TennoCon that ever exists. I really do, because it's just an experience. If you ever have a chance to go, folks, go for it. Oh, and did we even mention the fact that you're gonna be able to transfer into a gigantic, massive golem body? We didn't even touch on that yet. You're gonna drop down, no longer be your warframey self. You're gonna be a vessel. A vessel. A humongous house-sized head. Just imagine when the rest of that body gets put together. Oh, see, we haven't even talked about that yet. Holy cow. So many things. So many things. There is so much to still unpack and talk about. There's the 1999 trailer, which is amazing to think about. There is, all these little bits, these hints. It feels like there are more hints put out this time. Maybe because of it being the spooky, you don't know what's going to happen, it's not just action adventure, which is straightforward. It's what is behind the story. What is behind this corner? What is going on? That it feels like they added more hints to bait people in, to hook them a bit and make them want to learn a little bit, Anyway, I'm still rambling on, y'all. Check it out. The TennoCon 2023 content on the site. There will be the write-up going up about Soulframe. I promise it should be more coherent than this, but some of what I've said here might have been cut out for cohesiveness, right? And just read up on it. Keep track. The trailers, I'm going to get the art panels up, the sound panels. Those are interesting. Even if I don't have a full article to write about them, they're interesting to be able to watch if you missed seeing them live. And I hope you all have a chance to I hope you get excited for it too, and I look forward to playing this stuff with you all, and with you, and for you on streams, and join me in anticipating this coming up. I look forward to it. I thank you all for being here. Sophie, thanks so much for coming and being the most chatty with me today. I know it's early in the day for my streams, so that's a bit different. Thank you for joining, everybody. Thank you for your support and for being a part of us here on OPTV, and of course being a part of MassiveOP.com. You all are amazing. I love you bunches, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Check out the stream team calendar. Yes, I am streaming again tonight, which is probably why I'm going to be taking a nap in a bit so that I can be alive then. We'll see how that goes. And I look forward to seeing you then. So take care, everybody, and we'll see you next time.